Meanwhile, in the sprawling suburbs of Corby... Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Happy Friday. Today I'm going to be doing the next 3 stages of the Fanhome release of build a 1966 Batmobile. So just 3 stages today, some of them are a little bit fiddly. We're going to be starting the engine now. If you remember at the end of the last packs, we started to create the transmission here, looking like that. We're going to need that first off when we do the next stage. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, there is a link in the video description and there's also a QR code on the screen. But without further ado, let's get cracking. So, starting with stage 6, here is the magazine. A lot of comic-related stuff regarding Batman this time. And as you can see, we are now continuing the transmission as we've got here. A few little detail pieces. So we're going to take the piece that we had last time, attach this as you can see there. So at the end, this nice quick stage, it's going to look just like this. I do love the branding on the tops here. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, let's open this up. And the first thing I want to do is I want to take this sump here. And we're going to be putting a bracket into place. The bracket actually looks like this here. And that's just going to go over these points inside like that. It's held in with some flanged DP screws. Got them here. And I do tend to like using my PH1 screwdriver when I can, rather than my PH0. Especially on these bigger screws. Make sure that's in solidly just like that. So we're then going to be taking this sump, and this is just going to be going over the top of this section, probably best on the top camera like that. It's held in with a DM screw. Did I call the last ones DM screws? I can't remember. The last ones I used were DP screws. These flange screws here are DM screws. So put this in a bit of oil, because I am going into metal. Get that screwed in. We do want this tight because we don't want this bottom section moving around. Bring over what we created last time, which was the bell housing. And that's just basically going to be going this way round onto this section here. Once again, held in with a DM screw. Once I've started this off, it's easy to get it in, but trying to hold this bell housing in initially can be a bit of a pain. So there we go, that's in like that. Then I've got a slip yoke looking like this, kind of like a universal joint, which is just going to be sitting into that section there like that, which means I can then put the other side of the transmission over the top here. Again, all metal, making sure this is all encased together. It'd be best to actually put it together first and then pry open the end. I think this is the easiest way to get this yoke in. So then that can go in like that. This should be able to turn, as you can see there. I'm going to be holding this together. You can see 2 screw holes there at the top with CM screws. So one there. This PH1 screwdriver certainly makes short work of this. And one here. It does just ensure that those screws go in as tight as you can possibly get them. And there we go. That is currently how that is looking. One more bit to put on. And that's just this bracket here, which is just going to go onto the 2 holes you can see just there. We've got AM screws left and 2 of these to put in. So one that side and one the other side, just like that. And there we go. That is the end of that stage. So this is stage 7. Lots of fiddly detail bits in this one. This is what the magazine looks like. And as you can see, we are now starting the engine, the right side of the engine, including the assembly of the distributor. Fiddly bits. So putting this together, we've got all the individual little plugs to go on top of the distributor there. So by the end, it's looking just like that. Now, by the look of it, all of those plugs are on sprues. So I am going to need some sprue cutters to get them cut off. I do happen to have them here. So first thing I need is the right engine bracket. So we've got this bottom section here, and this is the top section. Now there is a locating lug in here, which is going to help us to locate that. We put the locating lug into the smaller hole and then use an AM screw to hold both of these together. Just down here. This is what the side of the engine looks like. Again, all completely metal. Quite simply, we're going to take this bracket and just put it through the hole just there. It's held in from the other side once again with one of these AM screws from the back. And get that in nice and tight. So that's the right engine bracket in place there. And it's all metal. Put that to one side because now we're about to create the distributor. This is going to be fun. So the first thing I want is the center cap of the distributor to put in place. This is just basically going to be a push-in. I just want to see how it fits in there. I think once it's all the way down, if I can get a flat-bladed screwdriver to help push that in, it will lock itself into place there. Perfect. See, that's not coming out there. So we've got 8 plugs around the outside, 1 in the middle. They have provided 10 plugs for us. So I need to get these cut off the sprue. Have got my glasses on here to ensure they all come off. A good way to do this, get yourself some masking tape, rip it in half, and just put that behind each lot of these plugs. One there, one this side. And then you'll find when you cut them off, they're not going to ping off in all directions, as you can see. Very clever. Now these, quite simply, are just a push-in. So what I'm going to do is put the center one in first. And they do go in really tight, so you're not going to need to glue these. And then just work your way around, putting them in over the top of every plug. Of course, the disadvantage to this idea is that the masking tape wants to stick to everything now, including my fingers. Now I'm just cycling around to make sure they're all in all the way. There you go, that's all the plugs into position there. Finally, we've just got the vacuum advance unit here, which is going to be going into the hole just at the side here. This is a shaped hole, so it can only go in way. And again, it's a really tight fit, so you're not going to need to glue this. So I'm just wiggling this in, so it fits in all the way like that. That's not coming out though. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to be taking this stalk for the distributor to go on. This does make me laugh, this does, because when I used to have a Mark III Escort, this actually broke. And trying to get a car home from Clacton I was at the time, with your distributor misfiring all over the place, well, not fun. It's going to be held in with a flanged TP screw. So when that's in, it should look like that. That was actually surprisingly difficult to get in, believe it or not. Put the distributor we've just created on top. Again, it's a D-shaped pattern, so it can only go in one way. And that looks like that. That's all there is to do in that stage. So in the last stage of this pack, this is stage 8. Here's the magazine. And we are now going to be continuing what we've just been doing onto the engine here, putting all of this together, all the gears here. So this is now going to be going just like that. So this looks like the alternator we're creating. Again, lots of tiny pieces in this one. I think for this time, probably going to leave them in the tray there. So I want to take this base section of the engine here, and I'm going to be fitting the oil pan just over the bottom sections here. This just sits over like that, held in from this side with AP screws. So I need 2 of these, one there. These are slightly smaller, so I am using my PH0 screwdriver to get these ones in. Going to be using some glue now, because I need this pipe. You know what I'm like with pipes. I always make sure I have glued these into place, because later on in the build you just know they're going to have a habit of falling out. So there's a nipple just on this connector here, bit of glue on that nipple, and push this pipe in like that. Now this is going to be going onto the nipple just on the side here, So once again, a little bit of glue. That's not going to move off. And I'm going to be putting this connector end into that nipple. And the pipe is going off in that direction. I've then got this top cover to put on. That's just going to go over the top this way round. And it's going to be held in with 2 AP screws. So one there and one this side. And there we go. That's the oil pan created. Put that to one side. We're now going to be making the alternator. So for that, I need this base plate here and put the first gear on. Now the gear goes on this way with the lip facing upwards, as you can see. Then I've got 2 pulley sections to put on. We've got one with a thick base here, which goes on this way, and it fits in like that. And then the second one with the lip facing down, or as you can see, like a top hat, like an upside down top hat, that's going to go on top. So it gives that effect to the pulley. I need to hold all of them together with a TP screw. These are those flange screws again, and make sure that goes in nice and tight. Now on the other side of this, I've got the main body for the alternator, or as they calling it, the generator. That's going to be going in this way here. And it's held in from the inside with a TP screw, so you do need to have a long shaft screwdriver to be able to get that all the way down and screw that into place. Now I am making it tight, but I don't know what way round this has to go yet, so I'm about to figure that one out. Now I'm guessing this section here faces down to the pointed section there. No idea if that's right, but that's how I've got it there. Make sure that's on tight so it's not wiggling around. I've got a cap to put over here which stops us now getting to that screw that we've just put in. And then quite simply we're going to be taking the keyhole pattern here and pushing that into this side just here. Once again, it's held in with one of the flange TP screws. Now you may notice, once I just get this in, I do find these surprisingly difficult to get in. I don't know why, it's just lining them up. But there we go, that's into place there. But you will have noticed that we do have this section left over. We don't actually use that, so I've got to keep that little thing safe till next time. But basically in this stage, or this pack, we've created this section here. We've started the oil sump there, and we've also done the transmission. Pretty cool. So that's it for another month. Now obviously we got 3 stages this month. I'm guessing in the next pack we are going to start going up stages. I'm hoping so anyway. So I don't know how many stages per pack we are eventually going to get. But if you do want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. And there is a QR code on the screen. But until next month, on the same bat time, same bat channel, you can watch the Batmobile build. God, Batmobile, lots of bees. Anyway, take care.